So for years now, I've had prophetic visions, but the videos that I posted originally, I was using New Age practices, in a sense, incorporating that into the prophetic visions to sort of like read the energy, right? When really God showed me, obviously, as a Christian, I got baptized last year, that I don't need other means other than just me seeing the visions that I've always seen. So my dreams have come true since I was about 8 years old. Over 3 years ago, I did predict about World War III. You can go see my Revelations 13 premonition video. I also have a video about the fall of Rome, and it mentions France. So there is like a significant thing with France. But a couple of the videos that I did take down were called The Machine. And The Machine is actually what I described as Russia, China, and Iraq. And so I also believe like North Korea will eventually be a part of that. I believe that Iraq will have some sort of like involvement in some way. I don't know which side exactly, but I believe that they will be on the side that sort of supports their ideologies. And Iran, which I did not mention Iran, but I did mention Iran in the fact that it will have some sort of part in all of this, because they're kind of in the middle. But what's interesting is how this war, World War III, is manifesting, actually 3 years after the prophetic visions that I saw. And people that knew me or know me, that have heard me talk about this for years, know what I'm talking about. They now know, and they now see it on the news. I talk about how President Trump's inauguration was like the official seal, because I mention a shofar, which in Jewish tradition calls in the next king. And so, again, this was a really big thing. What I'm also realizing is that the dreams that I was having about like post-apocalyptic type society, I believe is actually the not maybe post-war society, but I also believe that it's actually war. So what I may have been seeing was not maybe America, but other countries and the people running through the streets, and hiding and having like individual militias. And now what's interesting is that they just reported this morning on the news that China, Russia is joining Iran against America, Israel, and then whatever countries are siding with America. So this is World War III, pretty much. And it's going to be over Iran. And the reason why, which you can clearly see if you're paying attention to, it's not just about freeing Iran. It never was about freeing the people. Let's be really honest. Like, yes, the people are like, oh, yay, you killed our oppressive Islamic, terrorist leader. But the truth is, the reason why these countries are coming after Iran is because of their resources. That's why everybody wants now to get involved in this war, because they want those resources. If China and Russia take over, and they take over Iran, and they have that relationship with Iran, then they get all those resources, the oil, everything that they have to offer there. Same thing with the more westernized societies like America and in Europe and things like that. If they can, like Germany is with America, Germany is going to support America, and, they're going to try to, and with Israel, they're going to try to take over that region and have good relations with whoever gets placed as the Iranian president or leader. And so it's all about the resources. It's all about the oil. It's all about the power that comes with that, because those are like untapped resources. Just like Greenland is untapped resources. That's why you hear Greenland in the mess. Ukraine has untapped resources. That's why Russia wants Ukraine. If you look about it, it's all about land and resources and the power that comes with that. The negotiation power and the financial power that comes with having access to those things. So people need to stop looking at the stuff that is like making you distracted, which is, oh, the people are free now. No one is free. No one is really free. Yes, there's an illusion of freedom. No offense, but the reason why they released the Epstein files before World War III started was because they're trying to distract you. You think that they give a damn about the Epstein files? They don't. They're just using that as a distraction. So everybody is so focused on why aren't they doing anything with the Epstein files and what's going on with the Epstein files, instead of being focused on why do they want to get involved with the Iranian issue? And what is that going to start? But I've been prophesying this for over 3 years now. I prophesied, I took the video down because, again, it all had New Age practices involved with it, but I took it down. It was called The World's on Fire. I knew that the world would be on fire. I talked about the weather changes that would disrupt our current society, which they are. I talked about volcanoes that would be erupting. They're erupting everywhere. They're, even here in America, I even talked about fault lines showing signs of issues for earthquakes. going to happen, and even in America, there's going to be all kinds of stuff happening at one time. And this is where like Revelations comes in, and people think Revelations is just some hokey dream. No, it was a prophetic dream. And so you have to look at the prophetic dream, and you have to look at it as a symbolism and what that symbolism breaks down to. And it takes wisdom, right? Sophia, it takes wisdom, Sophia, to understand it. You can't just read it and be like, oh, this is literal. Yes and no. So there are literal meanings, and then there are symbolic meanings mixed into it. Jesus was always about parables, which is symbolism. That's what it is. And you have to break down that. And he even said, those who are like wise and those who are hearing, those who want to hear will hear. Meaning you have to listen deeper than just the surface level of what's being said. And so most of us have never been involved in a war this major, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Until, unfortunately, I am telling you now, it will eventually be on this soil. It already has started. There was a terrorist attack. I believe it was in Texas, Austin, where a man started shooting at people. And on his shirt, he said, I'm property of Allah. And underneath, he had a shirt with the Iranian flag on it. So terrorism is going to get up higher, and people are going to have to be more aware about their surroundings, where their children are at all times, that kind of thing. And you might have to isolate more. And unfortunately, that's just how war is. You have to be more aware of what's around you, especially if you have China, Russia, and Iran. So you're going to have Islamic terrorists, you're going to have potential Chinese threats, and you're also going to have potential Russian threat on American soil. The CIA and the FBI can't protect everybody. They'll try, but as you can see, I mean, how many things have happened prior to this that had nothing to do with war, and they just sat on it. Like, oh, we thought that person might bomb or might shoot up this mall or whatever, but, we don't know. Like, they make all kinds of excuses as why they didn't step in to do X, Y, and Z when they had the intel. So you think that war is going to be any different? No. If you've been listening to me for the last 3 years, hopefully you've been listening. If not, you probably called me crazy, delusional, paranoid, whatever. Now you know that I saw something that you didn't see. Doesn't mean I'm more blessed. It's not easy to see things and then tell people and then to be called crazy because you see it and they don't. It's not easy to have levels of pattern recognition and insight and intuition and to have visions that, Holy Spirit, God, helps you with, to sort of like give people insight into things that clearly are important, but no one wants to listen because they think that you're just, doing it for entertainment purposes. I'm not doing this for entertainment purposes, trust me. Yeah, definitely not. This isn't entertainment for me. But anyway, welcome to World War III.